Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. So today I've got with me a 2022 BMW X5. So this video, instead of being a typical review type of video, it's actually going to be what is it like to actually live with one of these cars. So this is one of my customers' vehicles that I'm just borrowing for this video. This is a 2022 X5 in Alpine White with the Canberra Beige Vernasca leather interior. I'm going to go over all of the differences between the 2022 and the 2023 model in this car, and then what you're going to expect for the 2024 models as well. This generation of X5 came out in 2019 and has not yet received an LCI or life cycle impulse like BMW does every couple years on the car. You do have LED taillights in the rear, and then you've also got, this is the 40i model, so this is going to have a little bit of a more efficient engine than the M50. So, inside of the X5, you've got a spacious interior cabin, and the general build quality of the X5 is absolutely it's very solid. You can push on basically any panel inside of the car, and it's going to stay, it's not going to creak, crack, or anything like that. You've also got a fantastic six-cylinder engine inside of this car, which is called the B58. So the B58 is it's BMW's new, at this point, six-cylinder. They came out with it in 2016 on the BMW 340, and it's a very, very, very reliable inline six-cylinder engine. It's simple, it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it's highly tunable and very reliable. That's a very big thing for BMW, is we were actually rated number 3 as far as reliability goes, as far as JD Power is concerned, right behind Lexus and Toyota, and I think it was Lexus and Toyota, and then it was BMW. It may have been Hyundai at top, but regardless, BMW has stepped it up big time. So on top of, actually being a very, very reliable engine, it also has fantastic technology. You've got iDrive 8 you've got iDrive 7 with the BMW Apple CarPlay kind of compatibility. With the ability to use Apple CarPlay wirelessly, you're able to enjoy the car without having to feel impeded by dealing with any kind of wires or anything like that. And then Apple CarPlay just works extremely well. It transfers over all the information off of your cell phone and pushes it directly to the car. A lot of manufacturers aren't even doing their own navigation systems anymore. They're just defaulting to using Apple CarPlay just because it's so good. I know that Chevy's kind of doing that, and a lot of other manufacturers are trying to take that same route. My favorite things about the X5 is the ability to get the full panoramic moonroof in here. So you can turn the moonroof on, and basically you can see it's absolutely massive in here. It doesn't open up all the way. It only opens up past to this first little black line there in the roof. However, it's still a really, really, really nice thing to have if you're someone who enjoys having the sunroof open, or driving down with windows down on a nice hot day or anything like that. And it just looks really nice. It opens up the cabin and then definitely increases internal light, which it does good things for your dopamine. So that's a nice thing about the X5 as well. As far as the transmission goes, we're rocking an 8-speed ZF transmission, which is a very, very popular transmission. If you're not running a CVT, you're probably running a ZF, unless if you're running like a Porsche or something like an Audi. I'm just kidding. That's a gross oversimplification, but Chrysler and BMW are the main people that use the ZF transmission. It's just a really, really good transmission that does exactly what it's supposed to do. Daily driving the X5 is absolutely it works very, very well. You've got a ton of space in here, as you can see. This one is equipped with ventilated seats and also massage seats. So for like your long road trips and everything like that, you can activate your driving assistance professional, which is a $1,700 option, gaining you access to do all kinds of stuff like radar assisted cruise control and just a bunch of nice stuff as far as daily driving and that kind of thing goes. You do have a wireless charger inside of the car as well, if you choose to option it that way. It's a $500 option, but if you get one that's built after 2021, I believe in June, you're going to have the ability to actually use your cell phone to start the car and do all those kinds of things as well, just because of how good BMW's technology is with their My BMW app and that sort of thing. Just working very closely with Apple. You get a lot of preferential treatment from Apple because they spend a lot of money, and most BMW owners are actually iPhone owners as well, myself included. So they do a lot of compatibility and kind of research together just to make sure that their products are both being supported as well as possible. Just, it kind of makes sense. Apple's a niche higher end product, and then so is BMW. Tighten that down. Sorry, the camera keeps shifting. This video is, truthfully, it's kind of a test for the new camera and audio stuff that I just got. I finally upgraded off of using my cell phone. I started using the lav. I got a little lav mic that I was wearing earlier in the intro, and it's down here in the cabin now. And then I've got my new GoPro. It's actually an Akaso Brave LE. So it's got a nice wide angle inside of the car, and I'm hoping that it sounds a lot better, and then you guys get to have a more pleasurable viewing experience. Just because before the quality was a little bit lackluster. As far as fuel efficiency goes, I was gonna do a bit and kind of pull into a gas station or anything, or something along those lines. But I decided, we can just kind of talk about it now. The X5, for being an SUV, is actually very efficient. It gets 21 miles per gallon in the city, and then about 26 on the highway. That's thanks to the ability for the car to actually disconnect the transmission and go into a neutral while you're going down hills and everything like that on the highway. And then the B58 just being very, very efficient. It's a turbocharged 6-cylinder making 335 horsepower on this car. If you get to the M Sport package, you can get a little bit of more styling inside of the car, but you are fixed to that 335 horsepower figure. The B58 is released in other horsepower configurations with 382 horsepower on the M340 and anything with an M in front of it. And then this has the mid-output engine, which is just 335 horsepower as opposed to a bit of a little bit more power. And it's a trade-off for efficiency as well. So that's kind of what that's for. They also put the same engine in the 540. Anything ending with a 40 in the car is going to have the B58 6-cylinder in it. The M50 is also an engine that you can get in this car, which uses the N63 up probably until next year, which they'll be switching over to an S motor, probably whenever they release the X5 M60 model, because on the new X7 that was just launched, they added a M60 designation, which basically they're putting an M engine inside of the car, which has a 300-mile break-in period where you don't want to haul on the engine too hard. This one, you don't have to do any kind of special break-in period or anything like that. As you can hear, we're going 78 miles an hour, 79 miles an hour on the highway right now. Road noise isn't too bad. BMW does put run flat tires on this car, which can make it a little bit loud on the highway. A lot of my customers have switched over to doing non-run flat tires after they are through with their first set. These are about not halfway through. They're about a third into their life, so they're starting to get a little bit noisier than whenever they were brand new installed on the car. But it's not bad. It's pretty isolated. What I am very excited for about on the new X5 is it's going to have the application of the new Service Pack 21, which will enable Digital Key Plus. So if you have your cell phone on you, period, it doesn't matter if you have the wireless charging option or anything like that. You just get into the car is going to recognize what's going on and get you paired up into the system of the vehicle. Basically just recognize your phone's inside of the car, and it's just going to kick straight on. They've already announced this kind of stuff on the new X7 and then the new iX as well. Anything with the new curved display, except for the 3 Series and 4 Series, so like the i4, that kind of stuff, that's on the old tech. Those new curved displays, that's what's running kind of the new technology inside of the car. Another thing that's going to be coming out on the new 2024 is they're going to be upgrading the camera technology inside of the X5. Right now, they're offering 1080p cameras if you get the Parking Assistance Professional package, and they're going to be upgrading that probably to 4K because that's what they're doing on the iX. And then I would anticipate them to do a price jump like they did on the X7. The X7, I think they went from about $72,000 starting price to about a $78,000 starting price for the 2023 model. They did add a lot of standard technology to that. Oh man, they're doing some shenanigans in front of me here on the highway. But they added, the baseline LEDs inside of the car. They basically made premium package standard. The only thing that you have to option into now for premium is the heads-up display. It's a $1,000 option, so I think that'll be a good thing. They started kind of doing that already on the X5. If you're building a hybrid or you're building a gas engine online, things can be a little bit confusing because they may not necessarily build the exact same, even though it's the same kind of model. So if you have questions about your build, please feel free to put them in the comments down below. I'll try to respond to them as quickly as possible. Our website's a little bit convoluted, and the comments that you may see may be responding to how the website's currently building cars, just with current inventory and that kind of stuff. I'm anticipating the new X5 will probably be a smidgen bigger, but probably not too much. The new X1 got increased by about an inch all the way around, and I probably expect the same for the new X5. The only difference between the 2022 and the 2023 models, however, is just the addition of the new Sensafin leather. The new Sensafin leather just has a nice quilted pattern on top of it, and it's actually a little bit softer than the Vernasca. So I feel like it's just going to wear in a little bit better. It is a synthetic material, which I think is kind of starting to be the way, just with how all of the environment is and everything like that with car manufacturers. BMW's trying to trend towards being a more environmentally conscious company, and because of that, I think that's why they started trending towards the new Sensafin. Plus, it's a cost-saving measure. Another option I wish this car really had was a leather dashboard. This is the Sensatec dashboard, and it's fine, but the leather dashboard is just a lot smoother than this one is. While I'm at it, I also want to mention that the new X7 has 370 horsepower, so there will probably be about a 35 horsepower bump on the X5 as well.